MashaAllah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We praise Allah, God the Most High, and we ask God to send peace and blessings upon our Prophet Muhammad. Say with me, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Our beloved Prophet, who is our example, who is our role model, who taught us what peace and mercy and justice is, and who we will always love, and who we will always defend, and who we will always uphold. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This has been a difficult year, a challenging year for many American Muslims. But at the same time, I have to tell you from a personal position, this has been a year of enormous blessings in which I personally have seen the mercy. We have people like Dr. Shanta Premawarda here, the head of the National Council of Churches, who in response to 100,000 books, copies of a book called Islamic Imperialism that were sent out to Christian clergy, responded with a scholarly response saying that this book does not represent Islam, and gave suggestions for other resources for Christians to understand Islam. At the end of June, I stood in Washington, D.C. in a park just beside the Capitol, alongside major religious leaders of Catholicism, Judaism, evangelical Protestantism, standing on the Capitol, declaring that we will not accept torture in our name. We will not accept U.S.-sponsored torture. We will not accept that the government of the United States does anything other than stand up for the rule of law. The National Religious Campaign Against Torture represents over 150 faith organizations nationally across the United States. And at that rally stood with us people like Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont and other people of conscience who refuse to accept these actions to be done in their name. So everywhere across this country, there are people who are standing up beside us, with us, and even ahead of us for justice. So you should feel confident that Allah's mercy is wide and broad, and that there will be people who will stand beside you if you hold your head up high, if you stand up for faith. I want to have you sense this feeling of togetherness, this feeling of unity. I know you come here once a year, and as ISNA, we're happy to provide you with this opportunity to come and meet each other, to get to know each other. I just had a meeting with a delegation of Muslims from the UK, and they said, how is it possible that Muslims from so many different schools of thought, so many different ways of expressing their Islam, of living their Islam, come together in one place peacefully? Really, this is a sign of Allah's mercy. Alhamdulillah. You are a sign. Together, collectively, you are a sign of Allah's mercy, that when Muslims come together with love for the sake of Allah and love for His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that they can succeed. And you are successful, alhamdulillah. We are successful together to the extent that we love each other for Allah's sake. We come to know each other. We ask each other for advice. We learn from the best examples that the others give us, from the wisdom and knowledge. And I have learned so much from everyone, all of those brothers and sisters who have worked for ISNA, who have worked for Islam, and who have come and generously taken the stage over many years, and you have as well. So what I want you to do is to look around and look at this beautiful sign, a sign and a witness to the strength of Islam, to the truth of Islam. So I'm just going to ask you, without disrupting too many things, I'd like you just to stand as one body and testify to that. Takbir. MashaAllah. Have a good look. This is the Muslim community of North America, MashaAllah. May Allah preserve you and bless you. And we are here to serve you. Alhamdulillah. Before I step down, I'd also be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to thank all of those who make this annual event, which is not the only thing that we do as ISNA, but one of the most important things that we do to bring you all here together. There are hundreds of volunteers who give their time. Many people are astounded that our budget as the Islamic Society of North America is really relatively limited, smaller than even some of the biggest Islamic centers. And that's only possible because of the thousands and thousands of hours that volunteers put into making this event a success, peaceful, safe, and relatively mishap-free. So I thank the volunteers, and I ask you to give a big hand to the City of Chicago, the Muslims of Chicago, who have hosted this convention for so long. And I'd like to ask, does anyone know where Columbus, Ohio is? Yeah. So we have some people from Ohio. Next year, inshallah, we will be meeting in Columbus, Ohio. We want Chicago to miss us. We want to make it easier for some people from other parts of maybe the East Coast and other areas to come. So we will be meeting this time next year, inshallah, in Columbus, Ohio, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Assalamu alaikum.